Cable stitches are used in knitting to create the look of overlapped stitches. In this pattern, you can see that the cables are making it look like sort of a twisted pattern. And in this one, it looks like it is doing a sort of crisscross pattern. And cables are actually a lot more simple than they look. So in order to knit with cables, you will need cable needles. So cable needles come in some different sizes, and you just use the one that most closely matches the needle size that you're knitting with. If you don't have a cable needle, you can use a double pointed needle, you can use a pencil, basically anything that you can slip the stitches onto, and it doesn't have to be exactly the same size either. Different widths of cable stitches will create different looks. So if you have a 6-stitch cable, then you divide that by 2, so it'll be 3 and 3. If you have a 4-stitch cable, divide that by 2, it'll be 2 and 2. So you can do any number, and that will create either wider or smaller cable stitches. Two types of cable stitches, either left-leaning or right-leaning cable stitches. As you can see, you have a right-leaning cable stitch here, and you have a left-leaning cable stitch here. The difference between them is the direction that you pull these slip stitches off. If your cable needle is pulled to the back, you will create a right-leaning stitch. If your cable is pulled to the front, you will create a left-leaning stitch. A right-leaning cable, which means that the cable will go to the back. We are doing a 4-stitch cable, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. So for a right-leaning cable, I like to pull the yarn to the front so it's out of the way. We then take our cable needle and we slip purlwise the first 2 stitches onto that cable needle. Since this one is being held to the back, since it's a right-leaning, after I've slipped those 2 off, I tuck it into the back. Sometimes it can be a little bit finicky to get those out of the way and to continue knitting, but after a little practice, it will be no problem. So we have slipped the 2 stitches onto the cable needle. Then we are going to knit the next 2 stitches. And then you have 2 options. You can either take these 2 stitches from the cable and slip them back onto the left needle, or you can knit them directly from the cable needle. Personally, I prefer to knit them directly from the cable needle. So what I'll do is I'll slide them up to the top of the needle, and then I will knit them like I would knit normally. Sometimes they can be a little tight while you're knitting them, but the round after they will look like normal stitches. So you can see now that that cable is leaning to the right. First, I will pull the yarn to the front to get it out of the way, slip the first 2 stitches, holding them at the back of the work. I will knit the next 2 stitches normally, and then I will knit the 2 stitches from the cable needle. A left-leaning cable where the stitches are pulled to the front. So this is a 4-stitch cable like before, so that means we are going to take these first 2 stitches and slip them purlwise onto the cable needle, and this time we are pulling the cable needle to the front of the work. Sometimes it can take a little bit of sort of messing around to be able to knit smoothly. We then knit the next 2 stitches, and then same as before, we can either slip these 2 stitches from the cable needle back onto the left needle, or we can knit them directly from the cable needle. So I move them up to the top, and then knit 1, knit 2, and you can now see that the cable leans to the left. So slip the first 2 stitches onto the cable needle, pull it to the front, knit the next 2 stitches, then knit the 2 stitches from the cable needle.